Yeah, but I think immediately it's something that they use with their own. If you want to get in, I was going to text you. Yeah, he's skiing in Italy, and from the other guy, I'll show you ahead from time to time in the office. Otherwise,
Yeah, yeah. So, dear guests, please take your seats. Дорогие гости, пожалуйста, займите свои места. Iltimos, o'z joylaringizni egallangizlar. Hozir bir daqiqada boshlasak bo'ladi deb o'ylayman. Hurmatli mehmonlar, ruxsat bersangiz tadbirda boshlasak. Meni ismim Akram Umarov. Istiqbolli xalqaro tadqiqotlar instituti direktor o'rinbosariman. Sizlarni Jahon iqtisodiyoti diplomatiya universitetida ko'rib turganimizdan juda ham mamnunmiz. Bugun bizning Jahon iqtisodiyoti diplomatiya universiteti huzurida 22-yil iyul oyida tashkil etilgan, O'zbekiston Respublikasi prezidenti qarori bilan tashkil etilgan Istiqbolli xalqaro tadqiqotlar institutining ochilish marosimiga bag'ishlangan tadbir o'tkazmoqchimiz. Bu tadbirda sizlar bizning institutning 9 ta ilmiy markaz va laboratoriyasining qisqa taqdimotlari bilan tanishasiz degan umiddaman va sizlarni qiziqtiradigan barcha savol va izohlarga biz albatta javob berishga tayyormiz. Ochilish marosimida so'zni birinchi navbatda Jahon iqtisodiyot diplomatiya universiteti birinchi prorektori Nurbek Umidovich Amanovga bermoqchiman. Marhamat Nurbek.
Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli tadbir ishtirokchilari. Avvalambor rektorimiz Sodiq Solish Safayev nomlaridan bugungi tadbirga ishtirok etish uchun kelganlarga minnatdorchilik bildirmoqchiman. Bugun davlatimiz rahbari prezidentimiz boshchiligida muhim ijtimoiy siyosiy tadbir o'tmoqda shahrimizda. Shu munosabat bilan rektorimiz Oliy Majlis Senatini raisining birinchi o'rinbosari sifatida ushbu tadbirda ishtirok etmoqdalar. Umid qilamizki, tadbirimizga yetib keladilar, yana tadbirimiz tugaguncha rektorimiz. Ijozatinglar bilan bugun bu davraga yig'ilgan barcha mehmonlarni, xorijiy vakolatxonalar rahbarlarini, Jahon iqtisodiyot va diplomatiya universiteti qoshida Istiqbolli xalqaro tadqiqotlar institutining taqdimotiga bag'ishlangan uchrashuvda samimiy qutlashga ijozat bergaysiz. So'nggi 5 yil mobaynida zamonaviy xalqaro munosabatlar tizimida yuz bergan eng yirik o'zgarishlardan biri bu shubhasiz dunyoda yangi O'zbekistonning vujudga kelishidir. Buning boisi albatta birinchi navbatda O'zbekiston Respublikasi prezidenti Shavkat Mirziyoyev tashabbusi bilan boshlangan dovyurak o'zgarishlardir. O'zbekiston jahon siyosati markazlaridan biriga aylanmoqda. Mamlakatimizning xalqaro nufuzi tobora ortib borayotir. O'zbekiston o'z tarixiy, sivilizatsion o'rnini yangidan tiklashga kirishdi. So'nggi yillarda O'zbekiston mintaqaviy davlat maqomini ishonch bilan qo'lga kiritayotganini yaqqol namoyon etmoqda. Bu o'z navbatda O'zbekiston tashqi siyosat falsafasini mustahkam tamoyillarga asoslangan ishonchli va faol diplomatiyani izchil olib borish uchun strategik mas'uliyatni qayta anglab olish zaruratini taqozo etadi. Bugun yangilangan O'zbekistonning tashqi siyosati aynan ochiqlik va tashqi aloqalarning hamma yo'nalishdan, g'arb-u sharq, janub-u shimol barcha yo'nalishlarda birdek rivojlantirishga qaratilgani bejiz emas. Mamlakatimiz tevarak atrofidagi tinchlik va barqarorlikni ta'minlash, xalqaro maydonda milliy manfaatlarimizni ilgari surish, islohotlarni chuqurlashtirish uchun qulay tashqi muhit yaratish vatanimiz taraqqiyotini ta'minlashning eng muhim omillaridan biridir. Bugun insoniyat nihoyatda murakkab davrni boshdan kechirmoqda. Xalqaro munosabatlarda o'zaro ishonch kamayishi, qarama-qarshilik va mojarolarning ortishi barqarorlik hamda rivojlanishga jiddiy xavf solmoqda. Yer yuzida iqlimning keskin o'zgarishi, suv va boshqa tabiiy resurslar kamayib borishi bilan bog'liq muammolar global xatarlarga aylanmoqda. O'zbekiston uchun bu birinchi navbatda yangi global va mintaqaviy voqelikni hamda qo'lga kiritilgan yangi maqomni hisobga olgan holda tashqi siyosatini jiddiy tizimli qayta ko'rib chiqish lozimligini anglatadi. Tashqi siyosat maqsadlariga erishishning innovatsion mexanizmlarini aniqlash, xatar va dividendlarni hisoblab chiqish, tezkor o'zgarish va javob choralarini ko'rish muhim ahamiyat kasb etmoqda. Shu munosabat bilan bugun O'zbekiston diplomatiyasining fundamental prinsiplari, bosh maqsadlari, asosiy vazifalari va ustuvor yo'nalishlarini belgilab beruvchi tadqiqotlarga ehtiyoj ortmoqda. Mamlakat tashqi siyosatini diversifikatsiya qilish, yangi istiqbolli hamkorlar va diplomatiya yo'nalishlarini izlash zarurdir. Markaziy Osiyoda faol mintaqaviy siyosatni davom ettirish O'zbekiston tashqi siyosatining eng muhim yo'nalishi bo'lib qolmoqda. Bunda gap nafaqat mintaqada erishilgan ijobiy o'zgarishlarni mustahkamlash, balki o'sib borayotgan global noaniqlikdan kelib chiqib, yuz berayotgan xavf-xatarlarga tegishli tarzda javob berish haqida bormoqda. O'z navbatda mintaqaviy hamkorlikni bosqichma-bosqich institutsionallashtirish, istiqbollarini o'rganish lozim. Shundan kelib chiqqan holda mamlakat tashqi siyosiy va tashqi iqtisodiy faoliyatini ilmiy tadqiqot va axborot tahliliy ta'minotini takomillashtirish hamda universitet ilmiy faoliyati bilan ta'lim jarayonini uyg'unlantirish maqsadida Prezidentimiz qarori bilan Jahon iqtisodiyoti va diplomatiya universiteti qoshida istiqbolli xalqaro tadqiqotlar instituti tashkil etildi. Institut tuzilmasi ichida mamlakatlar va mintaqalarni o'rganish, hozirgi global taraqqiyot, barqaror rivojlanish muammolari, energetik geosiyosat, iqtisodiy diplomatiya, xalqaro huquq masalalari bo'yicha izlanishlar olib boradigan ilmiy tahliliy markazlar faoliyati yo'lga qo'yildi. Bugungi tadbirda institut faoliyati va uning markazlari tomonidan rejalashtirilayotgan muhim loyihalar haqida batafsil ma'lumot olasizlar. Yana bir bor barchangizni Jahon iqtisodiyoti va diplomatiya universitetida samimiy qutlaymiz. E'tiboringiz uchun katta rahmat.
Thank you very much, Dr. Omanov. So now I would like to give the floor to Director of the Institute for Advanced International Studies, Professor Shehzod Abdullayev, who is a prominent Uzbek scholar, anthropologist, conflictologist, who also has an extended experience and background in diplomatic service. He served as a deputy chief of mission in the United States, and also he was a counselor to the Minister of Foreign Affairs for many years. So please, floor is yours.
Thank you. Hurmatlik Durbek Umidovich, hurmatlik Furqat Ahmedovich, hurmatlik elchi janoblar, diplomatik korpus va xalqaro tashkilotlar vakillari, qadrli mehmonlar, Xalqaro istiqbolli tadqiqotlar instituti rahbariyati va ilmiy jamoasi nomidan sizlarni samimiy qutlayman. Xush kelibsizlar. Наш институт был создан указом президента страны в целях трансформации университета мировой экономики и дипломатии в ведущее учреждение Узбекистана и региона в области международных, региональных и страноведческих исследований. В институт входят 9 научных проблемных центров, которые проводят фундаментальные, поисковые и прикладные научные исследования по различным направлениям. Их презентация будет вам сегодня подробно представлена. В проблемных научных центрах сконцентрирована серьезная группа ученых-международников, имеющих обширный опыт академической деятельности, дипломатической работы, участия в других сферах международной деятельности. Наши исследования направлены на то, чтобы создать надежную аналитическую основу для принятия политических решений и укрепить статус УМЭД как одного из наиболее авторитетных региональных и международных центров экспертизы в области глобальной политики, международной и региональной безопасности. Для этого мы готовы проводить фундаментальные научные исследования и реализовывать комплексные экспертно-аналитические проекты прикладного характера в области международных отношений. Предоставлять нашим потенциально заинтересованным донорам экспертизу внешнеполитических инициатив Узбекистана и давать им соответствующие обоснования. Осуществлять по запросу заинтересованных национальных и международных организаций ситуационный анализ ключевых вопросов взаимоотношений Узбекистана с внешним миром, вызовов и возможностей обеспечения ее интересов в формирующемся полицентричном мире, а также осуществлять консультативное сопровождение по этим важным вопросам. Разрабатывать на междисциплинарной и кросс-культурной основе изучение сложных, непрозрачных процессов. Это будет реализовано благодаря использованию уникальных методов сбора и анализа труднодоступных данных, которые являются собственными разработками команды института. Оказывать консалтинговые услуги в сфере анализа национального, регионального и международного информационного пространства. Разрабатывать вопросы когнитивной безопасности, имея в виду аналитическое обеспечение и информационное противодействие негативным информационным кампаниям. Публиковать статьи в высокорейтинговых отечественных и зарубежных академических журналах, а также в собственном журнале. Делиться экспертными оценками заинтересованными отечественными и зарубежными структурами по актуальным международным событиям. Поддерживать международный экспертно-аналитический диалог с другими отечественными и зарубежными исследовательскими центрами. Институт является открытой для дебатов и дискуссий международной исследовательской площадкой. Институт самостоятельно определяет программу исследований в соответствии со своим уставом. Исследование института носит независимый, внепартийный характер, руководствуясь исключительно национальными интересами Узбекистана. Мы разработали комплексный план исследовательской деятельности института на 2023 год и в настоящее время работаем над дорожной картой развития института на 5 лет. Мы будем создавать новые исследовательские центры, чтобы изучать международные проблемы, которые окажут в ближайшем будущем решающее влияние на национальные интересы Узбекистана. Дорогие друзья, уверен, что деятельность института будет представлять академический и практический интерес не только для политиков, ученых, журналистов, но и для представителей бизнес-кругов и тех влиятельных международных структур, которые находятся в поисках инновационных идей. В завершение хочу сказать вам, мы открыты для плодотворного и взаимовыгодного сотрудничества. Добро пожаловать. Спасибо.
Thank you very much, Professor Abdullayev. So now I would like to give the floor to our prominent guest, the first Deputy Minister of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Uzbekistan, His Excellency Furqat Sadiqov. Please.
Thank you so much. Dear Durbek Umedovich, dear Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It's a great honor to attend in this inauguration ceremony of the Institute for Advanced International Studies. It's a brand new think tank at the University of the World Economy and Diplomacy. As our President stated in his address to the Early Majlis, the people of Uzbekistan in December last year, Uzbekistan is turning into one of the centers of the world politics, which widely recognized by the international community. This is a result of the consistent, deep, and comprehensive reforms carried out in our country today under the leadership of the President of Uzbekistan. I am confident that today's ceremony is a clear example of the large-scale measures being implemented for the political, social, and economic modernization of society aimed to create a new Uzbekistan. It's worth noting that an independent, international, and interdisciplinary scientific research institute is being established for the first time in our country. I am confident that this institute, along with the other professional research centers of the world, will become known as part of the global network of excellence. The institute aims to conduct fundamental and appeal to research on Afghanistan, South Asia, Asia-Pacific, Europe, and Americas, as well as sustainable development, geopolitics, economic diplomacy, conflict management, and others. This think tank has experienced and highly qualified specialists, experts in international relations, It has accumulated significant experience in cooperation with international organizations, in particular UN structures, foreign institutions, including US, Japanese, and Russian universities. Also, Institute is relatively young. It's admirable that more than 10 articles have already been published by its researchers in the media and scientific outlets, including national interest and the diplomat. In addition, relations have been established with the research organization of 5 foreign countries, and joint events have been conducted with 7 international institutions. Along with that, the Institute has many objectives as well, and I think its potential will provide all opportunities and to successfully and effectively achieve all planet goals. Dear friends, rapidly changing modern international relations, Uzbek diplomacy, including economic diplomacy based on the openness, constructive and pragmatism, requires independent, modern, creative, and highly educated specialists to energetically serve their homeland. In this regard, I would like to emphasize that the Ministry's ultimate goal to promote and facilitate scientific research in the direction relevant for the country's foreign policy and establish effective cooperation in the education, science, practice format. Minister of Foreign Affairs is committed to strengthening the scientific potential and human capacity of the university and the Institute of Advanced International Studies through international cooperation. Thank you for your attention.
Dear guests, thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Furkat Siddiqov, for your excellent greeting to the Institute and our colleagues. We have small technical issues with this next part of our ceremony of signing the memorandum. So if you don't mind, we will make small shift in our program. We will postpone the signing memorandum and photography to the end of our event, and now we will go straightly to the presentations of our excellent centers. So first presentation will be given by the Center for Sustainable Development, Ms. Kamula Safaeva, who is an experienced scholar and practitioner. She has an extensive experience and background in working for different international organizations of the UN system. So she will be opening our presentations, and the Center for Sustainable Development will be the first. Thank you. Please, the floor is yours.
Thanks a lot, Akram. I am honored to be first in the round of presentations of our centers. I'm presenting here Center for Sustainable Development. If you allow me, I will not stop on the significance and importance of the sustainable development for today's world. Everyone who is in this hall, they know this importance. That's why one of our centers is devoted to sustainable development. And here is just a small overview of place of Uzbekistan in SDG index. As you can see, we are doing very well, and Uzbekistan have some reasons to be proud for doing progress even during the COVID pandemic, and ownership of government of Uzbekistan and nationalization of SDGs not once was it was marked by the international society. You know, integration of SDGs into policies done very well by many of the countries. Now the next challenge is to do integration of the sustainable development goals into the practices. How can we see we can do better? We can see that we can move from generic appraisals of SDGs towards translating these policies into actions, into concrete actions, by mainstreaming of the NDGs not only to the strategies but to the operational plans, by informed decision making not only on central level but even on the local levels in districts and provinces. And we are looking forward for critical discussions of advantages and limitations of these frameworks, with a particular focus on methodological weaknesses, practical applicability to specific context, and utility for the development of policy strategies for coherent SDG planning and implementation. Also, I know that in this hall we can see and we are greeting representatives of the business. Sometimes it's very hidden for the business why they should care for sustainable development goals. But understanding of non-monetary benefits of SDGs is one of the main priority of today's. For business, it's sometimes new opportunities to become more resilient as an organization and make sure that business is addressing future needs. Attract funding opportunities by showcasing how business can minimize negative impact and maximize positive impact across material issues, etc. What was the goal of creating of the Sustainable Development Center? It was to promote effective implementation of the national sustainable goals and objectives through research, analysis, capacity building, knowledge generation, and advocacy. I just want to show you what kind of benefits and what kind of what makes us unique, why you should work with us, because now many of the entities and institutions are working around sustainable development. What makes us unique, it was said during the opening speech of our distinguished director. But I want to point once again about that we are inheriting and we are integrating inside of the institute everything what becomes to the university. We can pioneer in innovative educational programs. We can integrate SDG education into the current education. We have possibility to subcontract and to attract UET professors and lecturers, and possibility to pilot and roll out programs within UET syllabus. Also, we have quite significant expertise in national and international economics, law, politics, and environmental issues. Moreover, we have possibility to cooperate with Department of Executive Education, with newly established diplomatic academy. Also, we can attract bright students of UET. Many of them are future diplomats and policymakers, bright and proactive, and they can be influencers among their peers. Also, we are locating in the heart of the UET with its great infrastructure, and we can conduct trainings, events. We have access to media center of UET with its excellent possibilities to create and record talk shows, podcasts, and etc., etc. We offer following products and services, three main areas where we can see our benefits. First is SDG sensitive education and capacity building. Last year we applied for the membership of the, it's not always working. For the membership to the Sustainable Development Solution Network, and we are expecting very soon positive response. Once we are becoming members of this, we can use full access to the materials of the SDG Academy for development, adaptation, and integration of the SDG sensitive syllabus and curricula. And we want to mainstream and integrate SDG topics into the teaching program starting from our university to all of the country. Also, we are offering adaptable training packages on sustainable and human development for program developers, for implementers, practitioners, and guided online training under supervision of our professors. So everyone who knows about SDGs from the central to local level can do informed decision making doing that, and we are implementing and integrating SDGs in our daily routine. As the second area of where we can see our strengths is evidence-based policy for the SDGs. We offer to prepare advocacy tools and packages together with someone or by ourselves on sustainable and human development topics, to collect and develop data and material for development of case studies, country examples in the area of sustainable development. We can do compilation of applicable and acceptable examples, best practices, and lessons learned for various areas of sustainable development to be used to accelerate progress in reaching objectives of the SDGs. And third area of where we can see our strength is advocacy for the SDGs. We can operate and function as public platform to create a dialogue, moderate discussions, generate recommendations with representatives of international public and private organizations to achieve SDGs. For example, we can influence integration of principles of human rights, including gender equity and child rights, into the strategies, policies, and plans. We can do mediation for and moderations of policy dialogue between various stakeholders and players. We can elevate the level of dialogue, boosting its transparency and inclusiveness, and we can serve as expertise and backstage support for proper positioning and coverage of substantial international events by media with the SDG lens. And also we can develop and conduct programmatic events like orientation and consensus building meetings, strategies and policy dialogues, retreats and trainings. We can offer our services for proofreading and editing of documents by experts in the relevant areas of economics, law, anthropology, etc. And we can participate in monitoring visits, data collections for research and studies, and data analysis. So far, we reached some of the results. We are now participating in dialogue between government of our country and United Nations volunteers, which aim to increase opportunities for Uzbek citizens, young Uzbek citizens, to support translation into practices, partnership proposal between government of Uzbekistan and United Nations volunteers. We participated online and presented during the panel of a discussion on hydrodiplomacy in Paris, on sideline of UN Water Summit on groundwater, and we received invitation to participate in the UN Water Conference, which will be held in New York this March. We are participating in the process of developing an advocacy tool for sustainable financing of the National Immunization Program by WHO, and also it was small but very significant activity. Our trainers developed and conducted session during the UNICEF retreat on UN core values, for which we are very appreciating UNICEF representative. It was a great chance, a great start to start for. And let me introduce head of our center, Dr. Lailota Shpulatova. She is head of Center for Sustainable Development and head of the International Economics Department. She is present in this hall. She is associate professor of UVET, and this is me. My name is Kamula Safaeva. Thank you for your attention, and we are looking forward for effective cooperation.
Thank you, Dr. Safaeva. Now I would like to give the floor for the presentation of the Laboratory for Anthropology and Conflict Studies. It's actually unique, only laboratory within our institute. And the presentation will be given by Mr. Rustam Mahmudov, who is an experienced researcher, and also he has a background working in Ministry of Foreign Affairs and different other think tanks. Please, Mr. Mahmudov.
Благодарю вас, господин модератор. Уважаемые дамы и господа, дорогие коллеги, я считаю, что само появление идеи создания первой подобной лаборатории антропологии и конфликтологии в Узбекистане является далеко не случайным. Наоборот, мне оно видится очень логичным и закономерным, поскольку вытекает из тех масштабных изменений, которые происходят в Узбекистане в результате идущих с 2016 года реформ. А также благодаря активизации процесса сотрудничества в регионе Центральной Азии после начала нового внешнеполитического курса страны, носящего открытый, проактивный и креативный характер. Между тем, появившееся масштабное поле изменений в Узбекистане до сих пор остается недостаточно разработанным с точки зрения антропологии и конфликтологии. И поэтому, создавая лабораторию, мы изначально задумывали ее как площадку, которая придаст импульс исследованиям именно в этих областях. Как мы понимаем миссию нашей лаборатории? Прежде всего, мы не планируем замыкаться лишь на академических исследованиях. Продукты, которые мы хотим создавать, будут в значительной степени носить практический характер Они будут ориентированы на широкий спектр потребителей, от политиков до частного бизнеса. Иначе говоря, изучая происходящие социальные, антропологические, политико-экономические трансформации в Узбекистане и регионе, мы просто не можем стать эффективными и конкурентоспособными, если сами не станем частью этого практического поля. То есть мы должны быть своего рода mobilis in mobile, да? Подвижный в подвижном. Если говорить о перспективных направлениях исследований, то, конечно же, этих направлений множество. Но я хотел бы остановиться на 4 направлениях, которые могут играть роль своего рода тематических грибниц. Первое направление – это исследования в области урбанической антропологии и социологии, связанных с ними конфликтогенных точек. Актуальность этого направления вызвана тем, что в Узбекистане идет ускоряющийся процесс урбанизации на фоне экономических реформ. Город, как вы знаете, традиционно создает новые формы идентичности, социализации, инкультурации, экономических, социальных и политических отношений, а также многочисленные конфликтные измерения, которые необходимо исследовать, которые необходимо решать. Это важно для политиков, это важно для бизнеса, для людей, вовлеченных в управление городскими сообществами и городскими пространствами. В этой связи одним из проектов, который мы планируем запустить в ближайшее время, это проект исследования джентрификации городских пространств. Джентрификация – это преобразование и ревитализация непрестижных городских территорий, бывших промышленных зон в районы для проживания среднего и высшего класса. Второе направление – это оценка степени эффективности взаимодействия формальных и неформальных институтов. Под институтами понимается набор правил, процедур соответствия, моральное и этическое поведение индивидуумов и социальных групп в интересах максимизации богатства. Как представляется, тема взаимодействия 2 систем институтов в рамках единого государственного пространства будет иметь практический интерес, в том числе и для узбекского и иностранного бизнеса. Третье направление, перспективное, нам видится влияние внедрения инноваций и цифровизации на социальные, антропологические, ценностные и политические процессы. Технологии 4-й промышленной революции постепенно проникают в Узбекистан и меняя постепенно весь социальный ландшафт. К примеру, создается новое цифровое поколение джейзеров, влияние которых на все ключевые сегменты узбекского общества будет расти, начиная от рекрутирования представителей этого цифрового поколения во властные элиты и заканчивая формированием особенностей потребительского рынка. Я также считаю, что это крайне перспективное поле для исследований с ориентацией на практическое применение, начиная от политики, образования и заканчивая сферой торговли и рекламы. Если же говорить о региональном измерении, то мы также планируем сконцентрироваться на масштабном проекте, который будет сфокусирован на изучении типологии культурных изменений в странах Центральной Азии. Хотя страны и народы региона исторически близки друг к другу, однако у них есть свои отличия: восприятие дистанции власти, соотношение индивидуального и коллективного, восприятие неопределенности, восприятие ценности модерна, постмодерна, постсекулярного поворота. Мы считаем, что за 30 лет независимого существования каждой из центральноазиатских государств по многим данным параметрам накопились достаточно серьезные отличия. И для того, чтобы успешно развивать регион, развивать интеграционные и коммуникационные процессы, нам необходимо именно концентрироваться на подобных культурных и антропологических измерениях. В завершении я хотел бы еще раз подчеркнуть, что упомянутые мною направления представляют собой лишь часть обширного комплекса тем, на которых будет специализироваться наша лаборатория. Рад буду ответить на ваши вопросы. Благодарю.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mahmoudov. Now we are moving to the Center for Energy Geopolitics. So the presentation will be given by Nadura Muhammad Kula, who is the head of the center. She is also an experienced practitioner, development practitioner. She has an experience of working in different international offices of different international organizations of the UN system and also Japanese government organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, dear guests. I'm pleased to represent the Center for Energy Geopolitics. And so let me start. I'm here. Yeah. At the moment, there are two of us, and I can say that it is a unique tandem of extensive experience and excellent academic approach. Energy is vital for most of the activities of modern society, and its use or consumption is generally taken as an index of standard of living. And energy security is an essential aspect for economic growth. Reliable energy supplies are necessary to support industrial activity, power business, and drive economic growth. Energy insecurity can lead to higher prices and also hurting businesses and consumers. It's also important for social stability. Needless to say that in the context of military conflicts, economic sanctions, and some regional disputes, and also natural disaster that we have witnessed in the past couple of years, it is really important to pay attention to energy security and energy geopolitics. So, who is our audience, and what are the products that we can offer? Our center can offer different products listed here. And also, if we divide our audience into 3 target groups, let's say, namely, international organizations and donor institutions, we can offer them political and economical risk assessment. Also, for governmental bodies, for example, we can offer analytical reports, policy advice, and recommendations, analysis of best world practices and their applicability to the regional context, or sort of needs assessment can be conducted. For private sector, we offer feasibility assessment, analysis of public fiscal regime and benefits, investment climate monitoring, stakeholders analysis. And I can assure you that we are capable to deliver all these products by employing field, experimental, and qualitative and quantitative analysis. So what we're doing now, recently we have published an analytical paper in the Diplomat online magazine, as you can see from the screenshot. We promptly address relevant energy-related issues and offer policy recommendations as well. Also, we try to bring together expertise from public, private, and academic communities. What is expected at the end of this month, we plan to conduct a roundtable where we will bring together representatives of some law firm who will describe how bidding process, procurement process of renewable energy sources are conducted in Uzbekistan, and also representative of a company which is usually conducting a feasibility analysis or pre-project analysis of ecosystem. By installment of some renewables, we have to think about ecological and environmental issues as well. So a company will come up with their findings, with their recommendations, how to manage this, how to arrange their projects, and also how to develop investment projects in green economy or green growth projects. This is also important for our students as well, or newcomers on the field. Also, we will discuss, of course, current issues that Uzbekistan faced with during this very unusual winter. And I hope that it will be useful discussions with some findings, with some recommendations, which will be handed over to Ministry of Energy. Also, we are really interested in some academic research, of course. For example, in collaboration with our counterpart in Azerbaijan, we applied for the grant for fundamental research, and Ministry of Innovation of the Republic of Uzbekistan already sent us notification on success during the first selection stage. We hope that it will be successful, and we will be able to conduct very interesting research on green growth. So that's it. Brief, but I hope it was informative. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for this interesting presentation. Now, I would like to give the floor to the Center for Economic Diplomacy. Head of the center, Professor Maulanov, will be presenting. He, I think, is a unique expert on economic diplomacy issues in Uzbekistan, and I'm very happy to have him on our board. Mr. Maulanov, His Excellency is Ambassador of Uzbekistan to India and Latvia, and he was also first Deputy Foreign Minister in different years. And I think among his achievements also that he was considered as the most successful or efficient diplomat while during his term in India. So, Mr. Maulanov, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli rais, hurmatli mehmonlar, xush kelibsizlar bizning tadbirga. Bizning markazimizning asosiy maqsadlaridan biri O'zbekistonning tashqi iqtisodiy manfaatlarini jahon bozorida ilgari surishda ilmiy tahliliy ko'mak ko'rsatish. Qayerdan bu kelib chiqadi bu maqsadimiz? Birinchidan, iqtisodiy diplomatiya bugungi kunda O'zbekiston tashqi siyosatining asosiy ustuvor yo'nalishlaridan biri hisoblanadi. Ikkinchidan, mamlakatning jahon iqtisodidagi o'rni bugungi kunda iqtisodiy diplomatiyaning rivojlanishi va qudrati bilan belgilanadi. Shunga aytib qo'yishim kerak. Markazning ilmiy tahliliy axboroti va izlanishlari quyidagilarni ta'minlab beradi. Birinchidan, O'zbekiston uchun xalqaro bozorlarni yangidan ochib berish, ularga yo'llarni va kalitlarni ko'rsatib berish. Ikkinchidan, O'zbekistonning savdo iqtisodiy imkoniyatlarini va uning sarmoyaviy salohiyatini jahon bozoriga ochish va namoyish qilib berish. Shu jumladan markaz ilmiy tadqiqotlar uchun quyidagi loyihalarni taklif etadi va ayrim loyihalar bo'yicha o'zini faoliyatini ko'rsatib kelmoqda. Birinchi, Markaziy Osiyoda yangi savdo transport oqimlarining shakllanishi va rivojlanishi. Bu Markaziy Osiyo davlatlari uchun eng muhim masala bugungi kunda. Ikkinchi, Markaziy Osiyo va Yevropa ko'p tarmoqli savdo va transport oqimlarining yangi arxitekturasini ishlab chiqish. Chunki hozir dunyo bozorida og'ir masalalar turibdi. Uchinchisi, rivojlangan mamlakatlarning investitsion va innovatsion strategiyalarining yangi texnologik raqobat sharoitida transformatsiyani shakllantirib berish. Va to'rtinchi, xizmatlar, innovatsiyalar, intellektual mulk eksportining yangi strategiyani shakllantirib berish. Shu jumladan birga markaz rivojlanish uchun quyidagi istiqbolli loyihalarni ham taklif etishi mumkin. Markaziy Osiyoning xalqaro savdo tizimida integratsiyasini kuchaytirish strategiyasini va mexanizmlarini ishlab chiqib berish. Ikkinchi, investitsion oqimlarni Markaziy Osiyoning yashil o'sish va barqaror rivojlanishning innovatsion loyihalariga qayta yo'naltirish. Va uchinchi, Yevropa ittifoqi va MDH davlatlarining mamlakatlarining iqtisodiy diplomatiyasi rivojlanishiga zamonaviy tahdidlarning ta'sirini o'rganish, baholash va ularni prognoz qilish. Bu masalalar hal qilish uchun albatta markazning tegishli vositalari bor, treninglar o'tkazib beradi. Mana shu slaydda ko'rib turibsizlar, bu yo'nalish bo'yicha men o'qimayman, o'zlaringiz hammasini ko'rib turibsizlar. Bu masalalarni xizmatni bajarish uchun markazning xodimlarini sizning xizmatlaringizga tayyor. Katta rahmat.
Professor Maulanov, thank you very much for very brief, but at the same time very pointed presentation about the opportunities which your center is trying to explore and your research priorities. So now we are moving to the Center for International Law Studies. Dr. Nigora Fazulaeva, Senior Research Fellow of this center, will be presenting. Please.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, dear guests. Thank you for coming for our ceremony. We represent the Center of the International Law Studies. Let me show you, sorry. Yes. It's designed to bring together highly qualified young international lawyers to undertake original research on relevant topics of international law in rigorous, vibrant, and collaborative environments. Our goal is to access international legal experience in areas including social justice, criminal law, human rights, energy, environment, trade, and intellectual property, drafting of laws, and the designing of their economic and government policies for constructing a sound legal infrastructure. In efforts to further support and promote good and efficient governance and development through the rule of the law. The objective of our center is to examine the existing problem of international law, then especially ones which have implementation of Uzbekistan and broader Central Asia. To analyze the extent to which international legal provisions that they have been ratified by Uzbekistan have been implemented effectively in the constraints that exist in their implementation. Then we wanted to say that our research, the law of international organization, United Nations law, and the law of integration institutions. Then at the end of our speech, we wanted to tell you that the raising awareness of the importance of the international legal dimension to address the challenges of contemporary society and the globalized world. Providing expert training those working in public intention, social organization, internship in the field of law. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Fazulaeva. So we had presentations of our 5, I call them thematic centers, so which the centers which are focused on some specific topics. So if you have any questions or comments, the floor is open. So either around the table, we have also microphones in our room. Whoever has any questions or comments, please. Anything to clarify or add? Or comments? Would like?
Thank you very much. I just wanted to comment, in fact, to congratulate to the university for establishing of the institute, and with such a relevant topics. As a UNDP, we were last year particularly focusing, it was at the end of the year when we spoke about the Center for Sustainable Development, very much at the heart of the mandate of the UN and UNDP. Now, why I wish to say only a few words why we think that it's important, it's a good development that such a think tank has been established within the university. For a number of reasons. At the beginning, it was mentioned the world is facing not only crises of different kinds and wars, but the most existential one on its sustainability, the climate crisis that we are living into. So therefore, what from our experience also in Uzbekistan, the policies are not enough to address these issues. It is also very important to have an education behind the public awareness. So as much as the Institute and its different branches contribute to building the awareness of and support and demand, if you wish so, for policies that are sustainable, green, that is extremely important. And of course, to a hub of for analytical research to serve, to inform the policies always always important and needed. So that was my comment on the presentation so far, and particularly on the Sustainable Development Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Demovska. Thank you for your comment. So we have questions somewhere there? Yes, please.
Добрый день, меня зовут Наргиза Аликулова, я представляю Азиатский банк развития, где я отвечаю за распространение знаний и коммуникации. И мой вопрос как эксперта в этой сфере, как будет обеспечен механизм коммуницирования всех аналитических исследований? Будет ли создана единственная вообще платформа по всем аналитическим продуктам и исследованиям по региону, и в частности Узбекистана, которые были бы доступны для международных организаций и куда также можно было делиться своими исследованиями. То есть это очень отрадно, что у нас рынок мозговых центров настолько пополнился. Это очень важно, но также есть необходимость создания единой коммуникационной платформы, где это все будет распространяться и где это будет доступно для международной аудитории. Спасибо.
Я думаю, я отвечу коллективно за наши центры, то, которое вы слышали. Цель нашего института именно заключается в этом: создать открытую академическую платформу для обмена знаниями и для достижения вот тех аналитических продуктов, которые производятся для большой массы людей. То есть задача не только доводить какие-то наши мысли для вышестоящих каких-то организаций, инстанций, но делиться нашими результатами исследований с большой, широкой общественностью. И я думаю, мы сегодня как раз пригласили наших коллег из других аналитических центров. Задача создать платформу, где мы регулярно будем обмениваться мнениями, проводить мозговые штурмы, проводить совместные исследования. Я думаю, наши коллеги из других аналитических центров и институтов поддержат нас в этой идее. Также мы вот создали наш сайт, вы можете его везде видеть, на нашем сайте все материалы, которые с момента создания мы уже успели подготовить, все они опубликованы на нашем сайте и на наших социальных страницах. То есть мы отныне будем проводить регулярно различные мероприятия. Некоторые из них уже наши руководители центров озвучили. Предстоящие ивенты, которые мы планируем, круглые столы, конференции, семинары, воркшопы. То есть задача института — придать активность в этой сфере, производить больше открытых публикаций, как небольших таких policy briefs, policy papers, также и более фундаментальные научные исследования. Спасибо.
Если позволите, я хотела бы еще добавить, да, Акрам Азаматович, так как здесь потенциальные наши клиенты, хотелось бы тоже отметить, что часть исследований, которые будут по заказу выполняться, они будут обговариваться, то есть они могут не появиться на веб-сайтах, но это будет обговорено с заказчиком, потому что это все-таки часть имеет и бизнес-идею, да, то есть вы заказываете, если вы хотите, чтобы это было опубликовано, мы поможем в тиражировании, мы будем публиковать. Если же если же заказ поступает и есть, например, да, прединвестиционные какие-то нюансы, которые так или иначе могут носить характер конфиденциальности или же не разглашения для широкой массы, тогда да, в таких случаях это все обговаривается и в контракте указывается. Поэтому будут несколько направлений, которые будут и для общественности, и академических кругов, но и по заказу мы готовы работать на условиях конфиденциальности. Спасибо.
Да, пожалуйста.
Я дополню, если можно. В своем выступлении я сказал, если вы слышали, мое выступление слышали, если внимательно, я сказал, что это цель создания института — открыть, создать, сгенерировать, значит, открытую дискуссионную площадку, которая не будет иметь какие-то ограничения, какие-то условности, именно в исследовательском плане. Так? Это наша главная цель — создание площадки, международной дискуссионной площадки. Это и в постановлении президента написано. И за это нам еще доплачивают. Специальный посредник обмена, который нам доплачивает, так, за то, что мы являемся международной дискуссионной площадкой. Это наша главная задача. Это во-первых. Во-вторых, я хотел бы обратить внимание сидящих здесь вот представителей доноров, крупных международных организаций и так далее, на то, что отечественные структуры наши, на то, что мы, вот как я уже сказал, будем осуществлять исследования очень такого специфического характера, которые недоступны для других институтов. Это не потому, что я здесь какие-то амбициозные цели преследую. Так? Дело в том, что у нас антропология, лаборатория антропологии и конфликтологии, которая создана, единственная в Центральной Азии, так? Она обладает уникальными кадрами, она обладает уникальным исследовательским аппаратом и инструментарием. И то, что мы будем проводить в рамках этой лаборатории, это имеет, извините меня, очень серьезное, не только академическое, это серьезное, фундаментальное прикладное значение. Так? То есть исследования внутри института, исследования научных сотрудников института, это их собственные исследования, которые они делают, исходя из собственного. Это не откуда-то наработанный нарратив. Так? Это в значительной степени кросс-культурные полевые исследования, так? Социологические, антропологические. Это исследования в области этнопсихологии, так, этносоциологии. Исследования в области конфликтологии, которая у нас в республике не развита совсем. Так? Это сейчас для нас приоритет, конфликтогенность. Так? Вот. То есть вот эти вопросы, они должны, значит, я думаю, заинтересовать сидящих здесь людей, так, организации, структуры, как я сказал, которые находятся, я думаю, в этом их задача, которая находится в поиске инновационных идей новых. Спасибо.
Any last comment or question? Please, Marhamat.
Ассаламу алейкум. К вашему выступлению, уважаемый Шазадеке, можно было бы еще уточнить, какой научный потенциал этого института? Есть ли у вас база ученых, которые имеют высокий индекс Хирша, которые известны в международных кругах, получили какие-то международные премии? Будут ли проводиться лонгитюдные исследования? И какой журнал у вас будет публиковаться? Насколько будет ли он международным, или это будет республиканский журнал?
Ученый, который занимается уже этими вопросами долгие годы, я очень скептически отношусь ко всем вот таким рейтинговым моментам в Америке. Кирша, индекс Кирша, там разные другие эти, так. Это уже давно обсуждается в научных кругах международных, и отношение к ним очень неоднозначно, это первое. Так. Во-вторых, естественно, я об этом сказал, что мы публикуемся уже, например, несколько наших материалов уже опубликовано в National Interest. Что такое National Interest? Это главное основное издание республиканской партии. Это институт Хадсона в Вашингтоне. Это считается после Foreign Affairs и после Foreign Policy третьим международным политическим журналом Соединенных Штатов. Уже статьи наших сотрудников там опубликованы, 3-4 статьи. Так в других изданиях. Вот, значит, теперь кто работает в институте? Я об этом сказал, что очень серьезный потенциал. У нас работают не только, допустим, чистые там политологи, у нас работают историки-международники, у нас работают антропологи-международники, у нас работают социологи-международники. Вот известный социолог, доктор социологических наук Азаматаке Сиитов, если вы его знаете хорошо, так? Он специалист по антропологии международных отношений и по социологии международных отношений. У нас работает целая группа ребят, которые специализируются на тех направлениях, допустим, на афганистике. Вот наш Акрам, так? Умаров, он один из самых уникальных специалистов по Афганистану, не с точки зрения истории, допустим, культуры, экономики Афганистана, она у нас здесь развита. Он с точки зрения именно внутренней политологии Афганистана. Он занимается именно внутренним страноведческим анализом текущей страны. То есть в институте собраны очень уникальные кадры. Har bittasini chertib olganmiz bu yerga, так что вы можете быть спокойны.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's true that we have an interesting mixture of experts with both very academic and practitioners background, and I think it will be helpful in developing exactly what we try to develop to link academia with policy making. Thank you. So I think we need to move further to our second session, to the presentations of area studies centers, I would say.
Я тебя сам представлю, наверное. Я имею честь представить следующий доклад, следующую презентацию, которая будет посвящена Центру афганских и южноазиатских исследований. И сделает ее, как я сказал, вот доктор Акрам Умаров. Уже как специалиста я уже его представил. Спасибо.
Thank you very much. So we heard some words about Afghanistan and South Asia studies. I think it's truly important for Uzbekistan to develop this dimension, despite the fact that politicians and officials are talking about connectivity between Central and South Asia, about the role of Afghanistan in Central Asian integration. We didn't have a specific dedicated center on these issues before. Of course, they were part of some other research institutions, but such dedicated center, I think it's a first unique platform for this research. First, I would like to mention about, it's not working. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we have, for now, we have two fellows, one myself, sorry. I have some experience working in Uzbek academic institutions and also studying abroad in the UK, and also having an opportunity to be a Chevening scholar and Fulbright alumni in the United States. Recently, I had an opportunity to work with my colleagues on Afghanistan Central Asia studies at the University of Pittsburgh. Our second research fellow is an experienced also practitioner. He has a background of working in law enforcement agencies before. He has degrees in system analysis, conflict, security, and development from King's College, also Chevening scholarship holder. So he also has the needed security background with both understanding of war and conflict studies. What we are doing right now, we are developing both research and also supporting universities in building dedicated educational courses devoted to Afghanistan and South Asia studies. We are trying to maintain the highest levels of quality that we can provide on South Asian studies in Central Asia. And we're engaging with key themes on politics, economy, and culture in Afghanistan, and its impact on geopolitical and geoeconomic dynamics in Central Asia. Our priorities for now: monitoring political processes in this broad region, providing with findings for the decision-making processes. So we publish our outputs, we share them with our partners in Ministry of Foreign Affairs, other ministries. We conduct risk assessment, identify and analyze, evaluate impact and likelihood of threats and vulnerabilities for Central Asian region. And also we are trying to serve as a resource hub for scholars on Afghanistan and the larger region of South Asia. So here in the whole, you can see just core stuff of our institute. But at the same time, we have a pool or network of researchers who are affiliated with us and who are usually engaged in some specific dedicated topics or activities or projects within our institution. Academic capacity development programs, we also provide some training courses and educational courses for different type of groups. Our objectives: we would like to become a forum for the exchange of knowledge and scholarly insights through organizing different workshops, conferences, and also producing publications. As I mentioned, both policy related and also fundamental research. Conduct an interdisciplinary research, drawing but not limited to fields of security studies, history, anthropology, sociology, and political science, and also to advance balanced and realistic understanding of the politics, to stay non-partisan, and to develop this scholarly vision on this region. Few publications which were mostly dedicated to the issues of Afghanistan. Now we are working more to engage deeper with affairs in Pakistan, in India, and their relations with Central Asian countries, especially with Uzbekistan, and some potential. Right now we are on the process of agreeing 2 projects with first with the British Embassy. It's still it's under consideration and negotiations, broadly researching the implications for Central Asia after August 2021 takeover in Afghanistan, and also its impact on terroristic groups in Central Asia. The second is a project which we are discussing now with the Rajaratnam School of International Studies in Singapore. Also, we are planning to jointly monitor and assess the content of social media and activities of radical religious groups in Central Asia and Afghanistan. Potential topics which we would like in foreseeable future to develop the topics is transboundary waters shared by Central Asia and Afghanistan, and some scientific ways of cooperating, avoiding potential conflicts on water resources, prospects for economic and investment cooperation between the neighbors and Afghanistan, connectivity projects to Pakistan and India, exploring more details, development of railway, pipeline, and automobile infrastructure, not just smaller scale Central Asia, South Asia connectivity, but within broader now North-South connectivity concept. Enhancement of trade links, and also perspective of maintaining peace and stability in Afghanistan. And I think especially now, considering all vulnerabilities which we can see in this country, it's truly important. So this is some brief introduction from our center. Thank you very much. And we are proceeding further to the next center, which is Center for Asia Pacific Studies, which is led by one of the vice rectors of UVET, His Excellency, Dr. Ziadullah Po'lat-Khajayev. Dr. Po'lat-Khajayev has both scholarly and diplomatic career experience. He was Uzbekistan's ambassador to Russian Federation and Kyrgyzstan, and also served many years as a head of different departments at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Dr. Po'lat-Khajayev, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear participants. Allow me also briefly outline the main goals and objectives of the Center for Asia Pacific Studies. Our center is staffed by scientific personnel with experience in the diplomatic sphere, as well as those who have completed long-term training in the leading education institutions of the Asia-Pacific countries. We have established scientific and business contacts with the expert community of Uzbekistan, specializing in APC issues. In addition, work is underway to establish contacts with the experts in the countries of Central Asia. Thus, a communicative platform for scientific and experts of the region is being formed, fit in various aspects of the relations between states of Central Asia and Asian Pacific countries. As we know, in recent decades, we have all witnessed the steadily growth of the economic potential of the Asia-Pacific states, which leads to change in the global balance of power and strengthening of its international influence. There is a redistribution of material resources, which ensure the rapid development of this region in the long term. Outpassing other regions of the world in terms of economic growth, including in science-intensive, technologically advanced industries, the APC also demonstrates its readiness to further develop an effective model of international cooperation. Some states of the region initiated global projects capable to changing the modern architecture of globalization. In these regards, it's important for Uzbekistan and the states of Central Asia to develop effective mechanisms for mutually beneficial cooperation, to identify and expand points of contact that can bring their relations to the level of modern requirements. The leading countries of the Asia-Pacific region have established cooperation with our region according to the formula of 5 SA countries plus. This approach, in addition to bilateral ties, open up new horizons for the implementation and major joint projects. It also corresponds to the foreign policy of new Uzbekistan to strengthen good neighborly relations with the neighboring states. Also, large international projects will contribute to integrate all the countries of Central Asia on advanced technological basis. We see the main mission of our center is creating an intellectual and scientific practical bridge between Central Asia and APC, promoting inter-civilization dialogue. It is aimed at improved mutual understanding of the parties in all areas, including political, economic, scientific, humanitarian, and other components. Our center constantly monitors the political and economical developments in the leading countries of Asia-Pacific region, as well as the development trends in the region as a whole. On this basis, studies will be carried out to identify ways to develop full-scale practical cooperation between the countries of the region in the field of security, investment, trade, high technology, as well as transport, logistics, green technologies, and educational field. We have established with the leading countries for Eurasian studies in China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea, with which we plan to conduct joint research in these areas. Thus, we intend to develop joint, mutually acceptable, practical, and scientifically sound proposals for deepening cooperation between two sides. The practical methodology of our center will consist in applied research, scientific seminars, conferences, development of projects and programs of joint fundamental and applied research, publication of educational materials, scientific articles, and formation of collection of scientific papers based on them. Since we are an integral part of the University of World Economy and Diplomacy, we will continue to deal with education programs. Thank you very much for attention.
Thank you, Dr. Polat Khajayev. Now we are moving to the, again, I think, unique Center for American Studies. The presentation will be given by head of the center, Mr. Ulug'bek Ishan Khajayev. Mr. Ishan Khajayev is an experienced Uzbek diplomat who worked for many years at Uzbek mission in the United States, Uzbekistan's embassy, and also he has an experience of working as a consultant and officer in different international organizations. Please, Mr. Ishan Khajayev.
Distinguished guests, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. From the outset, I'd like to point out that my presentation pursues much more humble purposes due to the nature of our center, which will be brought to your attention in the course of my presentation. First of all, what is the center and its objectives? As it comes out from the slide, the center is a subdivision of the institute, focusing on information and analytical activities related to Americas in a large sense of this word, as well as providing educational and methodological support to the university, students, faculty on the subject of American studies. Due to our limited capabilities, which will be described below, we are focusing mostly for the time being on the United States. As for the subject definition, I'd like to underscore, as you can see, it's not only about politics and history, but also about art, literature, and popular culture, which in our view is very important because these dimensions represent intellectual underpinning of the achievements of the nation. Our main objectives are listed in this slide, and I'd like to limit myself to some remarks that apart from contributing to the implementation of the major bilateral guiding documents and agreements, we monitor key events of the US domestic and foreign policy affecting the national interest of the Republic of Uzbekistan and internationally. We study various aspects of foreign policy and national security of the United States, follow the activities of the major think tanks, lobbying structures, philanthropic foundations, and sponsorship organizations, while trying to figure out ways and means of establishing partnership with them. Since US foreign policy is a reflection of its domestic policy, we've been trying to shed a light on American history and government by lecturing the final year students. You can see on this slide our selected activities. This is pretty straightforward and self-explanatory, so I won't take too much time to explain all of this. It's clear. Next slide is our staff. It's consists of your obedient servant and 2 final year students who, through my lectures, got interested with the subject of American studies and now work as part-timers along with their studies. You can see that they have chosen specific areas of the interest and they work now on their diplomas related to these subjects. Now, sort of the problem part of our activities or our status. We are starting from scratch because since this inception of the university, there have not been any courses on American studies. What we are facing as a major problem is the severe lack of local experts and faculty qualified on American studies. Throughout 30 years, there have been just a handful of scientific and research works on American studies, maybe 6 to 7, and they all dealt with the just single subject of the Central Asian, United States policy in Central Asia. What we are doing, nevertheless, or trying to do lately, since the beginning of our activities, is to focus on some areas where our capabilities are somewhat in demand and we can produce compatible papers. So first of all, as we face a shortage of the qualified cadres, we need to train people, and we are trying now There have been 3 semesters through which I've been reading lectures on American government. And I'd like to underscore that interest of the students have been overwhelming for this subject. To this end, I have been conducting anonymous polls at the end of each semester of the students who attended my classes, and the average rate, positive response of the students was over 90%. So that somehow shows how big is the interest to the subject, and that somehow helps us to look forward with optimism, and we hope that some of these students would eventually turn into the specialists on American studies. And as you can see, 8 final year students only within last semester have expressed their interest for American studies, for various fields of American studies, by trying to prepare their diplomas on these subjects. In the meantime, course manual on American government is nearing its end, and we hope that this would also increase attraction of the American studies among students. We are now also trying to bring as much as possible native American professors, mostly of emeritus studies, to make sure that they will not be obliged with the strings at home, and they would be able to pay most of their attention to our university. And there are subjects which we are trying now to pursue and to introduce into curricula, like American presidency, foreign policy, and so religion, and American arts and culture. We are now in a stage of negotiations. There are no clear responses yet, but we look forward that we might be able to somehow arrange these people to come to the university. And what is the way ahead? Of course, primary target is to build capacity. Our methodology is crawl, walk, and run. We are looking for an opportunities to send 5 to 10 students to the United States for intensive summer course, which would be, of course, a great contribution to our capabilities. We are now in the process also to establish partnership with the associations of American studies worldwide. And that would also expand our options in hand to advance the subject at the university. And our midterm objective is, if we are successful, we would be able, we are looking to establishing in 3-5 years a chair of American studies at the university. So last thing I'd like to say that we are eventually, after all, feel ourselves like as we are settlers, pilgrims who came to America in early 17th century and found an abundant lands in front of them, and all they needed is to apply their skills and labor to these lands to make it fertile and to achieve the progress which would eventually enhance bilateral relations between Uzbekistan and the United States. Thank you for your attention.
So you can see we are very disciplined. We follow all our strict schedule. And last but not least, we would like to hear the presentation from the Center for European Studies. It will be provided by the Senior Research Fellow of this center, Mr. Alauddin Komilov, who is a truly cosmopolitan person who studied in 3 different countries, in China, in South Korea, in UK, having postgraduate degrees from different universities, Seoul National University, and London School of Economy. Now he's deepening more and more in European studies, and has also published several papers devoted to some European affairs. He will share more details right now. Please, floor is yours.
Thank you. Dear guests, ladies and gentlemen, let me present my presentation. So let me introduce our colleagues. So here, the head of our center is Rustam Kayumov, who is professional diplomat. He has also degree in international relations and economics, and he has also master's degree. He got another degree from United Kingdom. So then I am a leading research fellow in this center. I am also adjunct professor at the University of World Economy and Diplomacy, here, which means here. So I got 3 masters, as Akram Azamatovich mentioned. So if our center, before starting my presentation, I would like to note that the establishment of such a center is natural and essential, given the fact that for the first years of independence, Uzbekistan proclaimed that cooperation is one of the foreign policy priorities of Uzbekistan. And currently, the president of European Council, Charles Michel, visited Central Asian countries, and this cooperation reached a new level. So I think this the formation of this center is essential, not because of its particular specialization in European studies, but also the need for open and frank dialogue and exchange on crucial issues between Central Asian countries and European countries. So I want to remind that such scientific and expert interaction is rooted in ancient times, when Central Asian scientists such as Farabi, Avicenna, Al-Biruni, Al-Kharazmi, and other great ancestors comprehensively studied the Greco-Roman heritage about the nature, society, state, and law, enriching it with the new knowledge and understanding, which eventually returned to Europe, transforming European philosophy and civilization as a whole. I'm sure the mutual desire of Uzbekistan and Europe to strengthen and to coordinate practical beneficial cooperation at the bilateral and regional level. For example, we know there was meeting between Central Asian countries, and Joseph Borrell visited Samarkand. There was dialogue EU Central Asian Sustainable Connectivity Conference. So here you can see our objectives. I want to emphasize that our research will be of an applied and interdisciplinary nature, going beyond pure academic activities. So all products will be oriented not only government, diplomatic corps, or political circles, but also general market for private sector. So here in this slide, you can see what we offer. So we conduct qualitative data analysis, field work, experiments, at the same time organize scientific and expert forums, conference, seminars, and workshops. And we also produce political memos, analytical reports, journals, and scientific monographs. So in this slide, you can see our current project. So in collaboration with the Center for European Security Studies and Europe and Central Asia Monitoring Program in the Netherlands. So our center will have 2 months research project on EU and Central Asia connectivity. So the expected outcome will be policy-oriented research paper on opportunities and challenges of EU's engagement in Central Asia. We also offer policy analysis, memos, and recommendations. We cover a wide range of issues, and in this slide you can see our papers published in the National Interest and the Diplomat. So in this slide you can see what we offer, potential topics. So I think that the most important one is current state and prospects of EU and Central Asian cooperation in the context of ongoing transformation on the European continent. So we also very eager to conduct research on strengthening energy and transport connectivity, transport security, also a new economic projects for region between, not only for Central Asia, between Central Asia and European continent. Also new European research and education programs for Central Asia. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I would be happy to answer it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alauddin. So now the floor is open for any questions or comments you may have to our speakers from the second session. Any questions or comments? Please, Mr. Rajabov.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, I will be brief. I have just two remarks here. I represent Friedrich Ebert Foundation in Uzbekistan, and we do support think tanks and research institutions in the country. And first thing I want to say is to, first of all, congratulate the management of the University of World Economy and Diplomacy and the institute, newly established institute. I think this is already a huge accomplishment that we all need to support in the country, because this is by default a great contribution to social science, whatever discipline the institute picks to develop. This is already a step forward, definitely, and we are happy as a foundation to already start supporting the institute. Last year, we have organized the think tanks leadership workshop, and many research fellows of the institute could participate. This is great deal. Whether this is an applied science that will be developed, or some policy recommendations, or great op-eds that I also follow, also Alauddin and other scholars, they publish constantly. This is, I think, a good thing to do for the development of the social science in Uzbekistan. And number two, I would say, certainly, since I don't know if after the signing the memorandums, I will have a chance to say that, I wanted to emphasize that I, of course, know many of the people here in this audience in different capacity, and I can assure that those are really the practitioners and the scholars that can contribute to the development of the institute. And we offer, of course, our support here in having more policy-oriented research. This is something that we as a foundation also hear from the government of Uzbekistan, from the partners we meet, is the need to have this, the research and the evidence-based analysis of the current affairs in the country, in the region, and globally. And of course, with just saying that, I would like to finish and wish you good luck. And sky is the limit. So good luck, Akram, and the whole team of the institute and the university. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Please, Mr. Fournier.
Yes, this is for the director of your Center for American Studies. The Embassy of Spain is ready to help in whatever he may need regarding contacts with or in Latin America.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this. Any other comments or questions? Please, Mr. Prahad.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much for this very wonderful presentation of all the centers. I think that we are all very eager to cooperate with the new study center which is coming up, and I think that it is good for my country also to know in detail and work with your center. On the presentation of the South Asian Studies Center, I would like to say that if you can also have a look and correct the political map of South Asia, which was shown, because my country's political boundaries were not shown correctly. Secondly, I would like to say that also let's identify the number of and the names of policy and foreign policy and strategic journals which are being published in South Asia. At least I can help from my country, so that they also become the the reservoirs of knowledge in your library, so that you get a very well-rounded perspective in how the center establishes its further domain of knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are very grateful for your proposals, and we will be in touch with you on defining some priority areas for cooperation. But I would like to inform also that we are already in touch and partnering with several Indian think tanks and universities, Institute for Development for Defense and Security Studies, Vivekananda Foundation, Observer Research Foundation, and Jawaharlal Nehru University, also, and several other universities. Any other last comments or questions? Yes, please, Dr. Abdullah.
First of all, thank you for invitation, Dr. Marv. Actually, we started cooperating maybe long enough, and the Karak Institute, what we are doing, mainly looking for economic cooperation in region which is larger than Central Asia, including 5 other countries. What comes to my mind is that maybe immediately is that we opened recently, a week ago, call for think tank grants. Please, we are looking forward. If you need any support, Shahbaz, who is my colleague, he's here. We will share immediately the application form. Some of your studies very well fits what we are doing, especially on connectivity, regional trade, and new corridors. Secondly, we are planning to open in February fellowship called Fellowship Studies, which also includes a visit and stay at headquarters of Karak Institute in Urumqi in China. That should include also issues like water, energy, and climate issues. And then also this year in May, we are planning to conduct face-to-face research conference of Karak Institute. We may actually cooperate some of your centers who are looking for economic cooperation. On your specific focus, Afghanistan, I think water issues, Afghanistan, recently became very, very well known for the region. So I myself spent a few years in studying water in Afghanistan, and I'm very much interested to start some kind of dialogue which really includes Afghan representatives and makes it serious, because it's a next challenge for the Central Asia, coping with growing demand for water in the region. Thank you again.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dr. Abdullah. So, yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. I would like just briefly say, on behalf of my colleagues, the members of Senate of the Holy Majlis of the Republic of Uzbekistan, indeed, we are joining to the all words of congratulation with this new institutional unit, analytical unit. Just I would like to underline that the new institute is enhancing practically all spheres of very actual research, which actually also the Parliament, especially our Committee, Foreign Affairs, very need to use these scientific researches, and of course for foreign relations and foreign economic relations, especially now for the contemporary very difficult period of international relations, it needs to this deep scientific research and basement. That's why thank you very much for this opportunity to take part in this very important event, and I would like to confirm the readiness of all committees of Senate of the Holy Majlis of Uzbekistan to closely cooperate with the new institute, and wish all best wishes and success. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alima, for your kind words and supporting our institution. So I think we are set with our presentations. We were very successful in being on time. So we have a last part of our event today, signing ceremony. We have 4, despite being a quite young institution, we have reached an agreement with 4 different institutions on signing memorandums of understanding and already starting some cooperation. Today we will be signing our MOU with Friedrich Ebert Foundation Office in Uzbekistan, with School of Global Studies at the University of Sussex, United Kingdom, Rasana think tank in Saudi Arabia, and finally University of Pittsburgh Center for Governance and Markets at the University of Pittsburgh in United States. It will take, I think, maximum 10 minutes. It's very quick. So please, we would like to start first with our in-person partner, with our distinguished friend and partner, Mr. Dr. Rajabov. I would like to invite you to that table to sign an MOU with our director. Now, I would like to invite our partner from Saudi Arabia, Rasana Institute, to join us for this signing. So, please, we can
Yes.
start signing the MOU. Then I will give you a floor for comment. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Ya bo'ladi, men o'rtada kreslo bo'lsa bo'ladi. So please, Mr. Al-Sulami, the floor is yours for your comments.
Yeah. Bismillah. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and very good afternoon to all friends and colleagues. It is our pleasure today to participate with you remotely in the inaugurations of the Institute for Advanced and International Studies at the University of World Economy and Diplomacy. It is our congratulations from Saudi Arabia on this important part. First, the inaugurations, and second, the partnership with such important first country and a university, and of course the institute. We at Rasana looking forward for more collaborations and implementations of the signing the MOU, and the sky as limit in the collaborations, whether on the regional issues or more importantly in the bilateral relation between the two brotherly countries, Uzbekistan and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. We look forward for implementation of these collaborations, and it is an open invitation for you to visit your secondary country, Saudi Arabia, and the institute, and working together on different levels in the interest of both organizations. The Rasana Institute is working in different issues, regional and international levels, and I think there are lots of opportunities for collaboration between the two institutions. I don't want to take more time, but I congratulate you again and looking forward to more collaboration. Thank you very much.
Mr. Solami, thank you very much for joining us today for establishing cooperation between our institutions. We are very looking forward to continuing this partnership and bringing specific outputs out of this collaboration. Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, I would like to give the floor to the Director of Asia Center at the School of Global Studies, University of Sussex, Professor Magnus Marsden. He is online on Zoom. Yes. Magnus, please, the floor is yours.
Well, respected guests, it's a great honor to mark both the launch of this new center, but also the signing of an MOU between University of Sussex's School of Global Studies and the Institute of Advanced International Studies. The School of Global Studies is a center of research focused on the study of international affairs, adopting both multi and interdisciplinary perspectives. And it's also home to the Sussex Asia Center, which promotes scholarship addressing connections between different parts of Asia. And we have a strong interest and base of scholarship in the study of Central Asia and Afghanistan in particular. And we're looking forward, therefore, to cooperating in research on the pressing issues facing Uzbekistan, Central Asia, and the wider world, where both of our strengths lies, and those strengths have very much been seen in today's presentations, including the relationship of conflict to political and economic transformation, the changing role of religion in society, the issues surrounding the preservation of tangible and intangible heritage, to issues relating to environmental change and water management, and the area of my own focus of research in recent years, the role of commerce in regional connectivity. I look greatly forward to working with Akram and others in Tashkent on new research projects which will be of relevance both to scholarship but also to the region itself. Thank you very much indeed for this opportunity, and congratulations.
Professor Marsden, thank you very much, and we are really looking forward to our collaboration. We're already discussing with you some joint projects regarding Afghanistan, Central Asia connectivity, on trade and infrastructure issues, so we would be keen to continue this partnership. Thank you very much. And finally, our partner from Center for Governance and Markets, Professor Jennifer Murtazashvili. Unfortunately, due to the big time difference, she couldn't join us virtually, but she was very keen to send us some video message. So I would like to ask our technical staff to demonstrate the short video message, which where she would like to send some greetings. Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum, Aziz Dustlar, Aziz Mehmonlar. My name is Jennifer Murtazashvili. I am the founding director of the Center for Governance and Markets at the University of Pittsburgh. We are so thrilled to be partners with the Institute for Advanced International Studies at the University of World Economy and Diplomacy. We have signed a memorandum of understanding with your institute to help advance joint research projects. We are so excited about this because for many years, there has been a hole in the heart of Central Asia, a hole that's been impossible to fill. And so we are so excited to see your institute filling that void, to create an opportunity, a space for scholarly engagement for research on Uzbekistan, on Central Eurasia, and the world. We know that Tashkent has long been the heart of research in Central Eurasia, and we are so excited to see all of you reclaim that place, that space as the center of research, as the center of an important research hub for the region. We are here to learn from you. We are here to try to see the world from your perspective. As a research center here in Pittsburgh, our research center focuses on the world from the bottom up. And we say, when you look at the world from the bottom up, you tend to see much more cooperation rather than conflict. You tend to find creativity in the many ways that people organize their lives and try to solve problems. So we're really thrilled to be able to work with you and wear your lenses and see the world from your perspective in the months and years to come. It's a great honor to be with you. We hope to continue our cooperation and our collaboration. Please be in touch, and congratulations on such a wonderful achievement. This is a huge achievement, not just for your university, but for all of Central Eurasia and for the region. We look forward to working with you and seeing all of you very soon. Kurish Kunsha, Chaya.
So I'm very glad that we have this strong partnership with such a diverse group of partners representing different continents and countries. We are really looking forward to continue this partnership, to deepen it, and what is more important, I think, to produce specific outcomes and outputs out of this collaboration. So with this, I would like to thank you for all your patience, for all your interest, for your time, and for being with us. We are very looking forward to our cooperation, and I think this meeting, despite the meeting is ending, but our partnership is just starting. We are very looking forward to work together. Thank you very much. Now we will have a good reception in this hall. Please enjoy your time, have some opportunities to network, to exchange some views, to approach our researchers, and have some time to chat about collaboration. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Al-Sulami, for joining us and for your time and support to us. We are looking forward. Thank you to our cooperation.